What do we do when the world we were meant to inherit feels broken? This is a question that weighs heavily on the minds of many young adults today, a quiet hum of anxiety beneath the surface of daily life. For the millennial generation, born roughly between 1981 and 1996, the path laid out by their parents seems to have crumbled. The traditional milestones of adulthood, a stable career, home ownership, financial security, feel more like distant dreams than achievable goals. They were told that if they worked hard and followed the rules, they would succeed. Yet many find themselves running faster just to stand still, questioning the fairness of the game itself. This feeling isn't just anecdotal, it is a lived reality for millions. The economic and social landscapes have shifted dramatically over the past few decades, creating a series of hurdles that previous generations did not face in the same way. The aftershocks of the 2008 financial crisis, rising living costs, stagnating wages, have created a perfect storm. This has left many millennials feeling adrift, as if the social contract they were promised has been rewritten without their consent. The sense of being left behind is profound, fostering a quiet frustration that bubbles up in conversations about rent, work, and the future. Constant worry about making ends meet, paying off student debt, or finding a secure job creates a persistent layer of stress. This financial anxiety seeps into every aspect of life, influencing decisions about relationships, starting a family, and even personal health. The pressure to maintain a facade of success, often amplified by social media, adds another layer of strain. Young people are increasingly speaking out about mental health challenges, linking their anxiety and depression directly to the economic instability that defines their generation's experience. The world may look prosperous on the surface, but for many, it feels fragile and unforgiving. This is not a story of failure, but one of resilience in the face of systemic challenges. Millennials are often characterized as being resourceful, adaptable, and socially conscious, precisely because they have had to be. In the United Kingdom, the challenges facing millennials are not just feelings, they are backed by hard data. Research from trusted sources like the Office for National Statistics and the Institute for Fiscal Studies paints a clear picture. One of the most significant hurdles is the housing market. Home ownership rates for people in their late 20s and early 30s have fallen dramatically. Compared to their parents' generation at the same age, millennials are far less likely to own their own home. Sky-high property prices, particularly in major cities, difficulty saving for a deposit while paying high rents, have pushed this dream out of reach for many. Financially, the story is one of growing burdens and shrinking opportunities. While older generations benefited from periods of strong wage growth, many millennials have experienced years of wage stagnation. Their incomes have not kept pace with the rising cost of living, squeezing their budgets tightly. A significant portion of this generation is burdened with student loan debt, far smaller or non-existent for their predecessors. High debt and low wage growth leave little to save for pensions, a home, or emergencies. The rise of the gig economy and zero-hours contracts has created job insecurity, unpredictable hours, fluctuating income, fewer rights. The National Health Service is under immense pressure, with long waits for physical and mental health care. Add growing fear around climate change, and it becomes clear the sense of a broken world is rooted in a web of genuine, measurable problems. This narrative of struggle is not confined to the shores of the United Kingdom. It is a story that echoes across the globe, with millennials facing similar obstacles. In the United States, the issues of soaring student loan debt and unaffordable housing are dominant themes in the national conversation. Young Americans carry a collective debt burden of over $1 trillion, a figure that profoundly impacts their ability to build wealth, buy homes, or start businesses. Looking across Europe, the picture varies, but the underlying themes remain. In Spain, Italy, and Greece, high youth unemployment has persisted for over a decade. Young people face precarious work at home or seek opportunities abroad, leading to a brain drain. Even in Germany and France, concerns about living costs, pensions and job security are widespread. In Australia, housing affordability in cities like Sydney and Melbourne rivals London, locking many out of the market. In developing nations like India and Brazil, rapid urbanization brings opportunity and intense competition, alongside deepening inequality and environmental degradation. Young people are on the front lines of climate change, from extreme heat waves to devastating floods, adding another layer of anxiety. International bodies like the United Nations and World Economic Forum document a growing generational divide in outlook and opportunity. This is not a generation defined by apathy, but by urgency and a desire to build a more equitable, sustainable world. So, what options do millennials have now? Faced with daunting systemic challenges, it is easy to feel powerless. However, meaningful change often begins with small, deliberate actions. The first step can be taken at home, focusing on what is within our control. Build financial literacy, track monthly spending, create a budget, and set a goal to save even a small amount each week. Explore community-based solutions, housing cooperatives, shared living spaces, and local food buying groups. The second step is to find and use your voice. Frustration becomes powerful when it becomes collective. Engage democratically, vote, join local meetings, contact representatives, and support campaigns for fair housing and better wages. The third step is to adapt by investing in new skills. Sectors growing fast include green technology, digital services, and healthcare, with many low-cost training programs available. Certifications can open doors to more stable, better-paying work. This isn't about abandoning passions, but equipping yourself strategically. Finally, prioritize mental and emotional well-being. Set boundaries, sleep well, and make time for joy. Seeking support is a sign of strength. Talk openly or reach out to free, confidential resources. While individual actions are essential, the path forward also requires collective effort and a shift in perspective. The challenges facing millennials are not personal failings, but broad economic and social shifts. Therefore, the solutions must also be collective. Build bridges between generations. Open conversations create alliances for change. There are signs of hope: innovative housing policies, inclusionary zoning, support for non-profit developers. More employers recognize work-life balance, mental health and flexibility. Public investment in green energy and infrastructure is creating jobs of the future. When communities, businesses and governments work together, meaningful change follows and must become the norm. The world today may feel difficult, even broken, but it is not beyond repair. The path forward is a series of small interconnected trails we can walk together. By saving a little, speaking up, learning new skills, caring for our minds, and joining with others, we can begin to mend the cracks. These actions won't solve everything overnight, but they build a more resilient, equitable, hopeful future. What is one small step you will take this week to help build a better path forward for yourself and your community? Like, comment and subscribe to share your ideas.